Once upon a time, in the quaint town of Serendipity, Celeste, a young woman whose spirit was unbroken, was born into a world filled with relentless hardships. Her life was not a fairy tale, but she embodied the essence of a true warrior, fighting every challenge with a resilience so fierce it mirrored the strength of a diamond. She was a beacon of hope, a symbol of unyielding fortitude, believing in the promise of brighter days. Her parents' unfortunate demise was a cataclysm that rattled her core. The void they left was a continuous echo of life's delicate nature. It was a wake-up call to the harsh reality, the raw fragility of existence. But in her sorrow's depths, Celeste discovered an amazing ability to piece together the shards of her shattered life. Her determination, a compass guiding her through the darkest nights, her resolve to rediscover happiness, a lighthouse in the tumultuous sea of her life. The darkness around her seemed endless, until a glimmer of hope emerged in the form of Killian. A man of kindness, empathy, and compassion, Killian was the beacon Celeste desperately needed. His entrance ushered in a new phase, a chance to mend, to rebuild, to heal. He was her safe harbor in the storm, a soothing balm to her pain. Under his supportive guidance, Celeste started experiencing the joy of living again. But life, with its twisted sense of humor, had other plans. On a seemingly ordinary day, destiny revealed its cruel face. Unbeknownst to Celeste, a gang of robbers infiltrated the bank where she was employed. The architect of the ensuing chaos was none other than Killian, the man who claimed to be on a business trip. The revelation sent an earthquake of disbelief through Celeste. The man she had trusted, the man she envisioned a life with, was embroiled in a world of deceit. She was torn apart, the conflict within her raging like a tempest. Her love for Killian waged a war against the horrifying truth that was unfolding. With Killian, Celeste had managed to rebuild her life brick by brick, but the shocking revelation had caused her world to implode once again. Yet, amid the ruins of her shattered dreams, Celeste knew she had to rise again. This resilient young woman from the small town of Serendipity, harboring a life within her, recognized the importance of standing tall for herself, for the truth, and for the unborn child. For herself, for the truth, and for the life growing within her. Fate, however, had a twisted sense of humor, constantly tossing new trials in their path. Day upon day, Celeste encountered unprecedented challenges. The day she learned about her pregnancy, an unexpected calamity struck. Her workplace, the bank, was invaded by thugs, their commander being Killian, a man she once considered a friend. This shocking revelation rattled her to the core, dragging up the painful memories of her parents' sudden disappearance. A hurricane of emotions threatened to engulf her: fear, betrayal, and a fierce instinct to protect the life growing inside her. The man she had once put her faith and love in was now a puzzle, a stranger veiled in deception. As the bitter truth set in, she found herself entangled in an intricate web of mysteries that seemed overwhelmingly difficult to unravel. The disappearance of her parents, Killian's deceptions, and the desperate need to shield her unborn child, a challenging enigma that tormented and bewitched her. The truth held her salvation, she realized, but it could also destroy her world. Disclosing everything to the authorities meant endangering her own life. It was a risk she needed to take, not only for herself but for her child. However, a query nagged at her. Could she neutralize the looming threat without compromising the life she was nurturing? As she contemplated her choices, she summoned the bravery to confront Killian, demanding the truth and justification for his actions. She unearthed labyrinth of destiny, where love, betrayal, and justice intersected in a convoluted dance of deception and atonement. Celeste knew that it had a daunting task, but she believed that love had the power to conquer all obstacles. Empowered by this newfound strength and resolve, she steeled herself to brave the storm that was brewing, the strength propelled by the unflinching love for her unborn child. Anxious but determined, Celeste confronted Killian, demanding the truth. She stood before him, a figure of resilience, her heart pounding in her chest like a war drum, echoing the turmoil and apprehension dancing in her veins. Her voice, though steady, betrayed an undercurrent of desperation, an unspoken plea for honesty, despite the tempest raging inside her. "Why, Killian?" she asked, the question hanging heavily in the air between them, her eyes locked onto his, probing, searching for answers. Killian, once a beacon of light in her world, a solace in her darkest times, now stood as an embodiment of her deepest betrayal. He was a phantom of the man she'd once loved, his once comforting presence replaced by a disturbing aura of guilt and deception. This was a moment that would forever be etched in her memory, a moment where truth and betrayal converged, leaving her in the throes of an emotional maelstrom that threatened to consume her. As he began to unravel his tale, his confession painted a vivid, albeit haunting picture of intertwined fates. It was a world where love, betrayal, and justice wove an intricate dance, a dance that was filled with twists and turns, a dance that had ensnared them both, binding them in a complex web of deceit and loyalty, of love and loss. His words echoed in the chilly room, each syllable hitting her like a dagger, slicing through her heart, shattering her world into a million pieces. His confession was filled with sorrow and regret, a tragic symphony that played out to the tune of their doomed love. Her heart ached, throbbing with the pain of his betrayal, her world shattering and reforming with each word he uttered. However, amidst the maelstrom, a spark of clarity ignited within her. His confession, though painful, was a necessary evil. It allowed her to see the harsh reality of their relationship, to see past the veil of love and affection that had blinded her. It was a realization that was both liberating and devastating, a realization that stirred a sea change within her. Strength welled up within her, strength she didn't know she possessed. She found herself standing tall, her resolve hardening. The truth was bitter, yes, but it was also empowering. It showed her that she was not a mere pawn in this twisted game of love and betrayal, but a queen, capable of effecting change, capable of making hard choices. Now faced with the ultimate choice between her feelings for Killian and the pursuit of justice, Celeste found solace deep within her heart. In the end, Celeste, filled with a newfound inner force and the love for her unborn child, fearlessly reached out to law enforcement. The fate of her unborn child, herself, and the man who, despite his wrongdoings, still held a spot in her heart, rested in her palms. She was fully aware of the magnitude of the step she was about to take, but her determination did not waver. With a resolute spirit and trembling hands, she provided the crucial evidence that would expose the man she once cherished and his gang of thieves. This was a choice that required every bit of her bravery, a determination that signified the end of one period and the onset of a fresh one. As the police took possession of the evidence, Celeste found her mind drifting back to the path that brought her to this juncture. Her thoughts circled Killian, the love they had once shared, and the deceit that had broken their world apart. The questions that remained unanswered, the truths that she might never uncover, plagued her. Nevertheless, she was assured that she had made the correct decision. In the aftermath, Celeste's world seemed to morph. The law enforcement's swift actions in the pursuit of justice mirrored her own deeds. The news of Killian's apprehension reverberated through Serendipity, the small town that had once regarded them as a symbol of love and fortitude. Amidst the chaos, Celeste found herself contemplating her relationship with Killian. She acknowledged that, while she had once been emotionally bound to him, her primary duty was now towards her unborn child. She clung on to the belief that time would heal her wounds and love would eventually find a way back into her life. In the face of adversity, Celeste had made the ultimate sacrifice. She had chosen truth over deception and justice over love. As a result, she had opted for a path of resilience and fortitude. She decided to safeguard the life she was carrying, even if it meant facing the world alone. And so, Celeste embarked on a new journey brimming with hope and resilience, guided by the unwavering love she felt for her unborn child.